Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm over at the computer now, and I'm going to show you guys how to transfer the files from the micro SD card, and in this demonstration I'm using this little transfer device. If you don't have one of these, you can simply connect the Digitpro directly to the computer using the supplied USB cable, transfer the files that way. But these are really convenient and quick. I like these. Just put the micro SD card in here, and then this plugs in directly, just USB to the computer. So when you do that, this little dialog box will open up, and these folders, this folder here contains the AVI files that I have recorded with the Digitpro. So I have 6 files on there, and in order to transfer them, what I like to do is just create a folder on the desktop, and I'm going to label this Digitpro AVI files, and I'm going to highlight and just copy them over to that folder. I can exit out of this. Now I have a folder with all of the raw AVI files. So let's take a look at a few of these just quickly. So you can see some quick quality of the recording directly from the Digitpro. One more. So, at the end of the video, I'll probably do a comparison where I have these raw AVI files, and then I'll have the converted MP4 files so you can see the difference in quality. Something I'd like to mention, though, at this point, if you are just recording events where you don't want to edit, let's say you go to a performance or whatever it is, a party, birthday party, family event, and you're just recording for preservation or for, you know, just saving purposes, the AVI file format is fine. You can record with the device and you don't need to convert it to an MP4. Programs like VLC will play AVI files obviously just fine. The only reason you would want or need to convert to MP4 is if you want to physically edit the footage, which I'm going to show you guys how to do next. So yeah, you've got a file here and that has all the raw AVI files. Let me give you an example. Here's a program like Sony Movie Studio. If I was to take, excuse me, one of these one of these AVI files and try to put it into Movie Studio, you see that you get an error code. So the way the Digitpro records its AVI files, like the codecs and things that it uses, these modern day editing programs don't like that. So you can't directly edit the AVI files in those programs. And again, that's why you would need to convert it to an MP4. So the way I do that, and the way you're intended, there's a piece of software here called ArcSoft ShowBiz 3.5. If you don't have this, I'm going to put a link in the video description, as well as you can download this directly from the DigitNow or Digitpro website, and that's the link that I provide anyways. So what we want to do is, firstly, I'm going to create a new folder on the desktop, and I'm going to call this Digitpro MP4 files. So now I've got this folder that I am going to convert the files and put them in here. So under ArcSoft, we're going to open this up. And when you open this up, you can edit or convert, I should say, one of two ways. You can convert using the storyboard mode, which gives you a little icon down here of where you would put the file, or you can do it as a timeline view. This might be a little easier if you're going to do multiple clips. This demonstration, though, I just want to do a single file. So I'm going to take this one, and I'll put that in here. Let me minimize this. So I'm just going to convert this file specifically. And in order to do that, what you want to do is click on Produce. Right here, Create File. And then under Type, you want to make sure that File is selected. Under Manufacturer, make sure it's File Format. Under Format, it should be MP4. And then the quality speed, you have three settings. You have high quality, standard, and low quality. I wouldn't recommend ever using this. The quality is very poor on this one. It's not worth to do. So either use standard or high quality. I'm going to convert one of each, and then I will show these at the end. You can kind of see whether you think there's a difference or not. I don't see much, even though it's, you know, it says that it is going to encode in the quality of 640 by 480. That's what the source footage is. So the AVI files are 640 by 480. This output is 640 by 480. High quality should maybe try to upscale a little bit, maybe, at 1280 by 720. So the first one, let's do standard. And then I want to click here under Browse, and I'm going to point it to this folder here. So I want to convert to the desktop and find that folder, Digitpro MP4 files. I want to label this as 01. It's the first file, and I'm going to call this one standard. We'll click Save, and then click Start. So now the conversion happens. Okay. And I will have a file in here that was the standard quality conversion. I'm going to create the high quality though now too. So I'm going to go back in here, switch this to high quality. Browse. In the same folder, Digitpro MP4 files. So I'm going to call this one 01 HQ. Save. Start. Okay. At this point, I can pretty much exit out of ArcSoft. I don't need to save that project. So now, in the converted file folder, I should have two, and I do. Standard and high quality. So I'll play this.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. And then here's the high quality. I'm not sure if I see much of a difference, but maybe you would on better monitors.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
As well as maybe different files, depending on what's going on in the video file itself, whether there's movement, stationary, colors. It could influence maybe the standard and high quality, but what I'm going to do is probably not here on video, but I'm going to go through and convert all these other files to MP4 in standard as well as high quality. And then in the video at the end here, I'm going to put up a comparison so you can see both. But let me show you, actually, let's do one more here. Let's do maybe either one of those two. So I would bring up ArcSoft, and let's do it in timeline again. And I want to find my AVI files, the raw ones. I'm just going to take this file, put it in here. I'm going to give you another piece of information. I like to do my editing in DaVinci or Movie Studio. I don't do editing in here, but let's say you don't have either one of those two pieces and you want to try to edit using this program, you can. So I'm not going to go through all the editing, but you can resize clips here if you would like. You could take multiple clips and put in here, so I could resize maybe you know, where I want possibly the clips to start and stop. And I could put transitions. I'm not going to go through that. Actually, you know, because I'm not too familiar with editing in here, and you get so much more control and options out of the other one. So let's just convert this one. So I'm going to go up here to produce again, create file, make sure it's file format, MP4. Let's do this one in standard. Browse. I'm going to call this one 02 standard. Second file, standard quality, save, start. Okay, create another file. Let's make this one high quality. So we'll make it 02, high quality, save, start. Now, let's exit out of this program. I don't need to save it. So as you can see, I've got the first file in high quality standard, second file in high quality and standard as well. So let's open up something like Movie Studio. And remember, like the AVIs, when I tried to drag those in, you couldn't. So let's bring in the standard video, and we will bring in this one. So now you can see I have both files in here, and these files are directly editable. So like I was trying to show in ArcSoft.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
You've got your files. I can make this file shorter. It can't go any longer than it was, but I can shrink it, you know, maybe start it like here. And then this one, I don't need to run as long. Let's cut out the audio of that one. So see how it's making it editable. And then you have like transitions. that you could use and stuff. So that's why I like to use a program like Movie Studio, DaVinci, to edit my files once they're converted in. So I have a little bit more, or a lot more control in here, and a lot more options. So I'm going to exit out of this. No, I don't need to do anything there. So basically, yeah, this was how to transfer the files. Just save them, excuse me, the AVI files to a folder. Then use ArcSoft. Again, I'm not sure if I mentioned, link will be in the video description for this program, so you can convert them to MP4. I have noticed on some of the conversions, even though this is how it is told to be done in the manual, when you purchase the unit, sometimes at the beginning of video files, I notice a little bit of stuttering. So maybe you'll see that. Hopefully you will at the end of the video. I'm gonna go back to the normal edit and put all of these converted files in there and just do a little montage so you can see the difference of quality between the two. So let's get back over there and show you that. So, okay.